Imagine answering a phone call from your boss, and 15 minutes later, you just lost almost $250,000. Now imagine joining a Zoom meeting where everyone looks exactly like your co-workers and walking away having wired $25 million to criminals. And if you think, well, that's rich company problems, there's a call center in another country using AI, deepfakes, and fake dashboards to squeeze normal people, teachers, retirees, small business owners, out of their life savings, one polite phone call at a time. This is the new face of financial crime. It doesn't use a gun, it uses your trust and artificial intelligence. Welcome to AI News. Today we're diving into 3 real stories of how AI criminals trick the rich, the powerful, and the everyday person, and why you could be next. Let's start with the phone call. In 2019, the CEO of a UK-based energy firm got a call from his boss, or at least that's what he thought. On his screen, it was just a regular incoming call. The voice on the other end sounded exactly like the chief executive of the parent company in Germany. Same slight German accent, same rhythm, same way of speaking. And that matters. Because when you've heard someone speak dozens of times in meetings, on stage, on earnings calls, there's a kind of mental fingerprint. You recognize their melody. So when this boss says, "We need you to urgently transfer €220,000 to a supplier in Hungary," it's critical for an acquisition. The CEO doesn't argue. This is how business works. Urgent deals, tight deadlines, pressure from above. He's done this before. He wires the money. A little while later, the same voice calls again. There were some issues with the first transfer, the boss says. We need another one. Fast. And this time, something feels off. The explanation is a bit messy. The caller ID is different. And there's one big red flag. The first payment hasn't actually shown up as reimbursed anywhere. The CEO hesitates. He starts to ask questions. The person on the other end grows pushier, insisting this must be done now. Eventually, the CEO refuses. Later, he finds out the truth. The first payment is gone. The boss never called. The German CEO was never on the phone. Criminals had used AI-powered voice cloning to mimic his boss's voice and personality so well that a seasoned executive missed it. No malware, no hacked emails, no obvious scam link. Just a phone, a familiar voice, and a very expensive illusion. That one call cost the company around $243,000. And it was one of the first public warnings that deepfake audio wasn't just a toy for memes. It was a weapon. Now, that's just a phone call. One voice, one victim. Let's turn the stakes up. What happens when the scammers don't fake one person? They fake an entire meeting. Fast forward to Hong Kong. You're a finance employee at a big multinational company. Your job is to move money, process payments, follow instructions from the top. You're careful, but this is what you do every day. One day, you get a message about an important video conference. The chief financial officer is going to be on the call, along with several colleagues from overseas. Nothing unusual. Global companies live on video calls. You join the meeting. Faces appear in tiny squares on your screen. The CFO is there. People you recognize from earlier calls are there. Everyone looks real. Everyone sounds real. They greet you by name. The CFO explains there's a confidential deal happening, and the company needs you to move several large sums of money in multiple transfers to partner accounts overseas. It's urgent. It's sensitive. It must be done quietly. Now, in the back of your mind, there's this little voice. This is a lot of money. Are we sure? But then you look back at the screen. You see the CFO's face, his expressions, his voice. You see other colleagues nodding along. They're all acting exactly like they always do. You're not talking to a random stranger. You're talking to the people who sign your performance reviews. And that tiny voice in your head loses the vote. You follow the instructions. you start making transfers. Not one big transfer. That would trigger alarms. Multiple transfers, over time, just like they're telling you. By the time the last payment is done, you've moved around 200 million Hong Kong dollars, about 25.5 million US dollars. Then, later, you talk to someone from the real headquarters, and you feel the floor fall out from under you. There was no secret deal, no confidential project. The CFO never joined that call. Every single person you saw on that screen was fake. Criminals had taken footage of real meetings and public appearances, used deepfake technology to build moving, blinking, speaking versions of the CFO and other staff, and puppeted them in real time. They didn't just fake a voice, they faked an entire room full of people. And here's the really chilling part. The employee on that call originally thought something was off. They suspected it might be a scam, but seeing so many familiar faces made them override their own instincts. When the police in Hong Kong described this case, they basically said, everyone looked real. That's the new battleground. It used to be, can I trust this email? Now it's, can I trust the person on my screen? Those first two stories are about companies, people moving huge amounts of corporate money. But if you're watching this thinking, okay, but I don't deal in millions, who's going to target me? Let's shift to a different kind of crime. This time, the targets aren't CFOs or CEOs. They're normal people. People scrolling their feeds at night, looking for a way to protect their savings, maybe grow them a little. And somewhere in a fancy office in Tbilisi, Georgia, room full of young scammers are waiting to take every last cent. Picture this. You're at home, maybe in the UK or Canada. You're on your phone and you see a video ad. It's a well-known TV presenter or money expert. They're talking about an amazing new crypto trading platform or a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity. They mention a company name you've never heard of, but the video looks legit. The celebrity's voice, their face, their mannerisms, it all checks out. What you don't know is the video is a deep fake. The celebrity never said any of it. Still, you're curious. You click. You land on a sleek website. It has charts, testimonials, logos that look like regulators and big banks. There's a button. Get started with just $250. So you sign up. You deposit a small amount to test it out. A few days later, someone calls you. They're polite, professional. They sound like every broker you've ever seen in a movie. They walk you through the platform. They show you your dashboard, where you can see your 250 turning into 280, 310, 340. It looks like you're making money. The numbers go up and to the right. You feel smart. You feel early. The broker says, you see, it's working. If you put in more, the strategy can really kick in. And it doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like a favor. Behind the scenes, this isn't one guy in a hoodie. It's an organized boiler room operation. Dozens of callers sitting in a modern office in Tbilisi. They call themselves the Scameri, scammers. It's not a secret for them. It's an identity. They've got scripts. They've got AI tools helping them choose the right arguments. They've got fake dashboards designed to show you exactly what you want to see. Smooth profits, small dips, steady growth. They're using deepfake video ads to lure you in, AI persuasion tactics to keep you on the phone, and fake web interfaces to convince you your money is growing. Some victims are older, some are vulnerable. Many are just normal people thinking, maybe this is my shot. They keep calling. Deposit a bit more. Withdraw a little to build trust. Then, big opportunity coming. You don't want to miss this. They make you feel special. They form a kind of relationship with you. Meanwhile, your profits on the screen don't exist. There is no trading. Your money is gone the moment you send it. By the time journalists and investigators get hold of leaked internal files, they find more than 6,000 victims and around £27 million in stolen savings. They hear call recordings where scammers mock victims after hanging up. They see photos of team leaders wearing luxury watches, driving expensive cars, throwing parties, on the back of stolen pensions and emptied accounts. And the worst part, many of those victims were warned. Banks called to say, "We think this is a scam." Celebrities posted, "This deepfake of me is fake, don't trust it." Regulators flagged the website, but the combination of professional callers, AI-enhanced scripts, fake dashboards, and the emotional hook of "this is how you finally get ahead" was stronger. For some of the victims, it wasn't just money, it was time, decades of work, gone. They didn't click a shady link in an email. They followed a trusted face, a smooth voice, and a very well-designed illusion. 3 stories, 3 different targets. A CEO tricked by a cloned voice. An employee tricked by an entire fake meeting. Thousands of ordinary people tricked by deepfakes and AI-assisted boiler rooms. So what's the common thread? It's not stupidity. These aren't dumb victims. They're professionals. They're careful. They had doubts. The common thread is trust. Trust in a voice you recognize. Trust in a face on a video call. Trust in a famous person in your feed. Trust in an interface that looks like every other finance app you've ever used. AI doesn't just create fake content. It creates fake context. It wraps the lie in all the tiny details your brain uses to decide what's real. The accent, the lighting, the eye contact, the charts, the language. So what do you do with that? I'm not here to give you financial advice, but here are a few principles these stories scream at us. First, always verify through another channel. If your boss calls and asks for a huge transfer, hang up and call them back on a number you already know. If a video call asks you to move millions, follow up with an email or internal system. If an investment platform looks amazing, look up the name on a regulator's website and search the word scam right next to it. Second, never let urgency replace procedure. Every single one of these scams has a deadline. Do it now. Don't tell anyone. This is confidential. The more urgent and secret something feels, the more you should slow down. Third, assume that voices and faces can be faked. That doesn't mean you live in paranoia. It means you don't treat "I saw them on video" as proof anymore. And finally, remember that AI isn't just a tool for you. It's a tool for criminals. As these systems get cheaper, faster, and more accessible, the quality of scams rises, and the cost to run them drops. That's why this matters. Because this isn't just a story about big companies losing big money. It's about the next email your parents get, the next fan call a small business owner receives, the next ad your friend clicks when they're stressed about retirement. The line between high-end corporate fraud and ordinary people getting wiped out is disappearing. If you want more real stories like these, where AI, money, and power collide, make sure you follow AI News, hit like, and share this with someone who still thinks scams are always obvious. Because the next time a familiar face asks you to move money, you might want to ask one more question. Thanks for listening. Stay smart, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.